Shortly after I met Neha back in 2009, I saw on her Facebook page photos of her with underprivileged kids in India. Very smiling, hugging, embracing photos. And I asked her, I was curious that, what are these photos about? And she told me that most of her savings from the jobs that she had done until then were spent up in buying books and other materials for those kids in India who were either orphans or were just abandoned, but who still would do good with education and love. Before she told me that, I was about 50% in love with her. I take my time. But after she told me that, the remaining 50% just fell as if off a cliff. Because not only did she spend her hard-earned savings at that time in buying useful material for the kids, she flew to India and spent several months with them, giving them a gift that a human being, it's the most precious gift that a human being can give anyone, and it's a gift that she would eventually fall short of later in life, and that's time. She was a passionate activist as well. She had lost her hometown in Kashmir to unfortunate events. While she and her family did have a fortune of moving to the United States, her heart still bled for India, and especially her hometown in Kashmir. A friend she actively collaborated with on those causes is Bhiraj Bakaya, who will talk more about Neha the friend and Neha the activist.
Neha Ganju was a rock star. The first time I heard the name was some Kashmiri guys saying, "Do you hear about that girl from Florida?" Kashmiri women are known for their looks, and Neha Ganju's reputation preceded her. When I first met Neha at KOA camp, she was still in college, and though we hardly spoke at that event, I distinctly remember the Amaji skits her family put on and left everyone in stitches. Neha and I did connect soon after that, as we were both asked to be part of the KOA Youth Committee, and through that we ended up working on a lot of projects together. Neha used her IT skills to develop a website, and I was the annoying product guy giving her all these tasks to do, and she used to be really exhausted. She would be up late at night after classes and studying and doing extracurricular activities, going through these tasks and developing this KP Youth website. And there was one email exchange, I look back, and she had said that she hadn't slept for 30 hours, and she added, "I'm a diligent worker. I've always thought I have to work hard to get anywhere. I know I'm not lucky like others." Her email address was Kashkali, and Kashmir flowed through her. She published my article in the New Kashmiri magazine about my trip to Srinagar in 2002, before anyone had gone back. And she read my 1,200-word essay, and her simple response was, "Remember, short and crisp is the best." When my cousins and friends found out that I was actually friends with the Neha Ganju, they were stunned. Like, "How did you manage this?" Neha Ganju was the one reason that a whole generation of Kashmiri boys in this country were actually open to an arranged marriage. Over time, Neha and I got to know each other pretty well, even though we rarely met. It was all over the phone, and we would discuss Kashmir and the plight of Kashmiri pundits. We discussed questions like, how do we maintain our KP culture? What parts of the culture are worth preserving the most? How do we engage the KP youth here so we form lifelong bonds and a strong network with each other? How do we help get the children out of the camps back in Jammu? How do we make it easy for Kashmiris here in America to make, just even in small ways, make a big difference to the community back home? I shared with her my ideas and initiatives in the Kashmiri refugee camps on the outskirts of Jammu. And the first year I went, Neha actually was there as well, doing some things on the medical side. And we put together a retreat for 3 days for high school and middle school kids, and it went great. did other events. NEHA unfortunately couldn't attend. There was one which NEHA helped coordinate. She got really sick right before, so she had to delay her trip. But she did make it on that trip eventually to India, and that's when she did those 3 months at the orphanage in Mumbai. Other programs we did was we wrote essays letters to kids in the camps there, offering support and hope and wisdom and trying to give them advice, etc. And I think NEHA really didn't discuss it much in terms of our own experience, but and in her book she does talk about having a wonderful childhood. But I think being forced out of your home at the age of 7 and then at the age of 11 making it into a foreign country. I think she probably more so sort of gave back because she did endure hardship herself. She really, that last event which she couldn't make it to Jammu, which I really wanted her to make too, was giving career advice to high school kids and college kids. She was able to do it remotely, and it was just unfortunate that she never got to live out her career, but she really helped others think about theirs and what they'd be making out of their life. NEHA was a good friend. There's things she knows about me or knew about me that no one else did. We would compare mom stories. So our moms were actually childhood friends, and they actually share a lot of traits. And so we would really joke a lot about how similar our moms were. One time, NEHA wrote, "Moms are weird," she concluded. And we also compared stories. So we both ended up going through an arranged marriage process where we met prospective partners. We were comparing notes of who our parents were introducing her to. That all changed when NEHA ended up meeting Kartikeya. But funnily enough, NEHA and I both got married at the same venue in Jammu, a year apart, same decor, same caterer, and even the brides had the same first name. NEHA dreamt big. I was looking back at our emails from last 20 years, and through the notes there, she was all over the place. She wanted to be a dancer, a dance choreographer. She wanted to be an actress, a screenwriter. She wanted to have her own clothing boutique store in Bandra in Bombay. She wanted to go get an MBA and then buy a 6 Series BMW when she graduated. But she ended up being a disaster management specialist, and that made sense. She was always committed to social causes, helping the Kashmiri community and helping the unfortunate and working with orphans. I look around and I see NEHA's family, an extended family, and you guys really lost the star of your family. And then I think about our community, the Kashmiri community, and more on what we have lost. Combining NEHA's passion and drive and Kartikeya's brilliance and sheer talent, I mean, that would have really made them the dynamic duo who could have really made change in J&K. And J&K right now, a new future is going to be forged there in the next couple of years. And NEHA Ganju would have been so active in the building of new institutions and a new future in our homeland, and it's sad that she's not going to be there. When I last met NEHA in New York, where I live, she was still getting her treatment, and there was still hope at that time. But she was very matter of fact. She told my wife and I that her odds were very low, that she was going to fight until the end, and then she started writing this book for Ariana. She was saying, just in case I need to write this book, I just have to do this. And then a few weeks ago, when I booked my flight to come here for this event, because I was thinking about NEHA, I ended up actually having a dream, and NEHA was in my dream, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I'm a ghost." She actually said that, and I was like, "Wow!" And she's like, "Yeah, I go around and I talk to everyone," and I said, "That's great." She said, "Yeah, it helps because I get to talk to people and be part of their lives, but it's so frustrating because I can't hug Ariana." And I said, "But that's even still, that's so cool that you're a ghost and you can still be around." And with this book, her words and her spirit will really live on. So NEHA Ganju was a rock star. She'll always be remembered as a rock star because all of us in this room will ensure that her life will be known to all. She really was a wonderful person, a beautiful soul. She really never said or did anything remotely bad, just always considerate. She was the perfect daughter, sister, friend, wife, mother. NEHA Ganju, she was so passionate. She was a fighter. She was wise. She was level-headed. She was all heart. She was inspiring. So the name NEHA Ganju will remain immortal through this book and through Ariana, and for that we're all very blessed. Thank you.